कोभिड-19 को महामारीले गर्दा पठन पाठनमा भएको असहज परिस्थितिमा पनि रीड नेपाल र कालिका मानवज्ञान मावि बुटोलद्वारा उत्पादित यो कार्यक्रम ग्रिन तारा नेपाल, फेडो नेपाल र रीड नेपालबाट संयुक्त रूपमा सञ्चालित स्ट्रङ गर्ल्स प्रोजेक्टको एक अंश हो। यस करोडा जर्मनी तथा जर्मन सरकार BMZ को आर्थिक सहयोग रहेको छ। स्टे होम, स्टे सेफ।
नमस्ते। आज तेस्रो दिन सम्पूर्ण अभिभावकज्यूहरू जो यो भर्चुअल क्लास हेरिरहनु भएको छ र सम्पूर्ण विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू जो तपाईँ आफ्नो क्लासमा विभिन्न आफूलाई चाहिने सामग्रीहरू लिएर उपस्थित भइसक्नु भएको छ भन्ने आशा गर्न चाहे। म युवनाथ तिवारी, कालिका मानवज्ञान माविको विज्ञान शिक्षक, आज पनि तपाईहरुको अगाडि विज्ञान विषय अन्तर्गत युनिट 2 मा रहेर हामी फ्यासिलिटेट गर्न चाहन्छु। युनिट 2 मा जानुभन्दा अगाडि मैले आजको टपिक लाई उल्लेख गर्न चाहे। Today's date, you know everybody, 2077 02/25, class 8, subject science, unit 2. Okay. Before I begin my unit 2 today, I would like to remind you the thing that we have just completed unit 1 about units and in relation to units some other aspects as well. And I had given you some assignment. I hope that you have performed that task. Please do all the task. Just note down in your copy and please continue performing the task once again and try to read your notes. That I hope you all students do all your work at home, being safe at this present time. So today we just start unit 2. Unit 2 actually holds that is velocity and acceleration. Unit 2, velocity and acceleration. Okay, depending upon this topic, velocity and acceleration, we slightly learn about some certain aspects related to this. Before I begin velocity and acceleration, I would like to teach you about two types of spatial physical quantities, that are scalar quantities and vector quantities. Let me begin about scalar quantities and vector quantities, my dear. You can see even the scalar quantities and vector quantities on slide, their definition, their concept and all that. But before I have to define these terms, scalar quantities and vector quantities, you just have to achieve some objectives after the completion of this lesson. So you see here on the slide, general objectives of this unit 2 velocity and acceleration, see on the slide. After the completion of this lesson, unit 2, my dear students, you will be able to learn, you will be able to describe distance, displacement, speed, velocity, average speed, average velocity, uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Second objective is you will introduce, this lesson will introduce you about acceleration and retardation. Third one is you will be able to write and use equations of motion, and the fourth objective is you will be able to solve simple numerical problems related to velocity and acceleration after the derivation of equations of motion. That is, and now, so far I said you before, we just learned two types of physical quantities on the basis of their magnitude and direction. My dear students, all the physical quantities we learn in physics, they are categorized into two types, is scalar quantities and vector quantities. If you get some ideas, some concept about these quantities, so you could easily distinguish the physical quantities as scalar and vector quantity. This is a very important thing that you have to know. So without any delay, कति पनि ढिला नगरिकन म स्केलर परिमाण र भौतिक परिमाण को अध्ययन गराउनतिर लगाउँछु। तपाईहरुले हेर्नु होला, हामी स्केलर परिमाण र भौतिक परिमाणको सन्दर्भमा हामी अध्ययन गर्दै छौं। स्केलर परिमाण, स्केलर क्वान्टिटीज, SCALAR, scalar quantities and vector quantities. Vector quantities, this is the first subunit here we will learn today, scalar quantities and vector quantities. My dear students, I have already mentioned that there are varieties of physical quantities in physics. They are categorized on the basis of their magnitude and direction. यसको अर्थ भौतिक विज्ञानमा हामी जति पनि भौतिक परिमाणहरुको बारेमा अध्ययन गर्छौं, तिनीहरुको मान र दिशाको आधारमा, दिशा भनेको डाइरेक्सन, मान भनेको अमाउन्ट, भ्यालु, यो भ्यालु अथवा अमाउन्ट र डाइरेक्सन दिशाको आधारमा भौतिक परिमाणहरुलाई दुई भागमा विभाजन गरी अध्ययन गरिन्छ। तिनीहरुलाई हामी भन्छौं स्केलर परिमाण र भेक्टर परिमाण। That means they are scalar quantities and vector quantities. Okay, scalar quantities. Please you see the definition on slide, scalar quantities and vector quantities here. At first, scalar quantities, just see on the slide. Scalar quantities are those physical quantities which possess only magnitude but no any fixed direction. Means the physical quantities which consist only the magnitude but no any fixed direction are called scalar quantities. Can you guess what are the scalar quantities about which we learn in physics? Please just guess and just you write some examples there, or you can see if you confuse. Examples of scalar quantities you can see on slide. Examples of scalar quantities as you know, or you have written, you check, they are distance, speed, mass, area, volume, etc. They are scalar quantities. They have just magnitude only, they have no any definite direction. They do not possess any fixed direction, they have only magnitude. That is why they are termed as scalar quantities. Similarly, my dear students, let us see about vector quantities. Vector quantities, you can see on slide for the definition of this vector quantities. Please, okay, let me just continue. I think you might have seen on slide. Those quantities which have both magnitude and fixed direction are called vector quantities. They are force, displacement, velocity, acceleration, pressure, etc. These quantities consist of both magnitude and direction. Okay, my dear students, we now have to learn the differences between scalar quantities and vector quantities. हामी स्केलर परिमाण र भेक्टर परिमाणमा के भिन्नताहरू पाउँछौं भन्ने कुरा स्लाइडमा हामी देख्छौं. प्लिज यु सी अन स्लाइड. स्केलर्स, they possess only magnitude, whereas vector quantities possess or consist both magnitude and fixed direction. First difference. Second one is they are always positive but never be negative or zero. Scalar quantities are always positive, their value is positive, their value never be negative and zero. Likewise, regarding vector quantities, they may be positive, negative or zero in their value. Number third is they can be operated, means they can be added or subtracted by simple algebraic method. That means scalar quantities can be added or can be operated, can be subtracted by simple algebraic method. भनेको यिनीहरूलाई बीजगणितीय सामान्य प्रक्रियाबाट जोड्न घटाउन सकिन्छ भने vector quantities लाई they can be operated by vector method, by vector rules. Vector प्रक्रियाद्वारा यिनीहरूलाई हामी जोड्न घटाउन सक्छौं. That means you will learn this operation of vector quantities in vector geometry. You will be learning this in higher classes. Even in class 8, you may get some knowledge about the operation of vector quantities in class 8 too. You will learn this all. How vectors are added together, how a vector is subtracted from the other. These operations will be learned even in class 8 in optional mathematics. Okay, my dear students, we have approached in the difference of vector and scalar quantities that you have got from the slide. Please, I hope that you have noted down in a copy. You all are ready to learn, taking your materials as usual. So, okay, now we are going to learn the next topic is distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. Generally, you have got ideas in mind about this, but how appropriately you define this term and that how you get the concept of this distance and displacement. My dear students, you see distance, you just see on the slide. What is distance? What do we mean by distance? दूरी भनेको के हो भन्ने सन्दर्भमा हामी छौं. Distance, the total length of a path, the total length of a path traveled by a body in any direction is called distance. Moreover, here you see here an example. Look at, this is a point A and it is a suppose point B. The line doesn't seem to be straight here. That means it has no any fixed direction. There are so many situations in which the line is initiated from A to B with change in direction. Here distance is a scalar quantity. You have got the example of scalar quantity there. Here the distance between AB we can easily find. here it is the total length traveled by anybody from A to B, the total length of this path traveled by anybody, any object in any direction means, that means in different direction is called distance. So, the definition of distance once again, the total length of a path traveled by a body in any direction is called distance. Okay, it is a scalar quantity that you have got example in the list of scalar quantities. Its value is always positive, distance never be negative or 0 dear students. Third one is it has only magnitude without any fixed direction. यसको निश्चित रूपमा मान मात्रै हुन्छ, हामीले एबी को लेंथ मात्र निकाल्न सक्छौं, या यो कुनै वस्तुले पार गरेको लेंथ हो ए देखि बी सम्म, यसको हामीले चाहिँ नि लेंथ निकाल्न सक्छौं, तर कुन दिशामा यो लेंथ हो भन्ने कुरा निश्चित छैन, किनभने डाइरेक्सन दिशा चेन्ज भएको छ। त्यसकारण हामीले डिस्टेन्सलाई दूरीलाई स्केलर परिमाण भन्ने गरिन्छ। अब डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट, डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट द नेक्स्ट टपिक हियर, डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट स्थानान्तरण भन्छ नेपालीमा, हामीले भन्छौं स्थानान्तरण। व्हाट इज डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट? What do we mean by displacement? You can just see on the slide. The shortest distance between initial and terminal point in a fixed direction is called displacement. आरम्भिक बिन्दु र अन्तिम बिन्दु बीचको छोटो दूरी जुन निश्चित दिशामा हुन्छ त्यसलाई हामी स्थानान्तरण भन्छौं। हामीले डिस्टेन्स र डिस्प्लेसमेन्टलाई बुझ्नको लागि एउटा फिगर स्लाइडमा दिएको छ, हामी त्यसलाई अध्ययन गरौँ। र एउटा कुरा म भन्न हजुरहरूलाई गइरहेको छु, डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट स्थानान्तरण, द्याट मिन्स इट हेज फिक्स्ड ड्युरेक्सन एन्ड इट हेज फिक्स्ड भ्यालु और एमाउन्ट म्याग्निट्युड, सो इट इज अ vector quantity. You know, it is a vector quantity, displacement is a vector quantity, and if it is a vector quantity, it is 0, negative or positive. I mean, it may be, its value may be positive, negative or 0. धनात्मक हुन सक्छ यसको मान, ऋणात्मक हुन सक्छ र 0 पनि हुन सक्छ, तर डिस्टेन्स जहिले पनि धनात्मक हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा तपाईहरुले बुझ्नु पर्यो, किनभने यो डिस्टेन्स र डिस्प्लेसमेन्टको बीचको डिफरेन्स हो, यो एउटा भिन्नता हो। हामी स्लाइडमा के देख्न सक्छौं भने, देयर इज अ फिगर गिवन अन स्लाइड, भेरी शॉर्टली आई एम गोइङ टु ड्रा हियर माय डियर स्टुडेन्ट्स। सपोज दिस इज ए point A, this is point B. Let us join this AB, and there is next point here C. Let us join A to C and B to C. You see A to C has fixed direction here, even A to B has also fixed direction, B to C has also fixed direction. But one thing you have to know, here you see AB, if an object starts to move from the point A as it reaches after a certain time at point B, as the same body reaches to B and it travels from B to C by changing direction, it means AB plus BC. If we suppose AB is 4 centimeter and this is 3 centimeter, what will be the resultant distance of AC in the direction A to C here that has fixed direction? What is the resultant distance here in A to C? Here A to C represents displacement. A to C represents displacement, my dear students. DISPLACEMENT. A to C has fixed direction here. Here A to B has also fixed direction, but the object changes the position from B to C. That is why AB is a distance and BC is a distance. What is the total length traveled by the body from A to B and B to C as well? Here AB 4 cm plus BC 3 cm. How much you get? 7 centimeter. This is the distance traveled by the body. Suppose if any object is here, suppose here it travels the distance A to B and B to C in different direction, and the total distance traveled by the body from A to C in the direction, I mean in different direction A to B and B to C is 7 centimeter. So, your total distance traveled by body from A to B and B to C is 7 centimeter, but what is the total displacement here from the point A to C, where A is initial point, A is initial point from where the body starts to move and it reaches afterward at the point C, which is a terminal or final point. Here the body has to reach in a very short time from A to C. So, A to C represents what? That is displacement. What will be the value of this AC? We can find it. This is a right angle triangle. You will learn the Pythagoras relation in mathematics. In Pythagoras relation, the squares of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of perpendicular and base. Yes, if you write here in short, H, here it is base of the right angle triangle, this is perpendicular and it is hypotenuse. Let us find hypotenuse. Root over, here is root is taken here, P square plus B square. What is the value of P? 3 cm square plus B 4 cm square. Okay, let us find it, let us solve it. 9 cm square, okay, 3 cm whole square, 4 cm whole square, dear students, 3 is a 9 cm square plus 4 is a 16 cm square. Root over here, 16 plus 9, 25 cm square. So, how do you write it here? Let us write, let us find its root. I think you cannot see here at the top, at the bottom. So, you can see here on the top. So, here we get value of AC that represents displacement. Okay, after calculation, please see at the top. So, AC, S represents AC here. AC, I have brought the figure, you know, AC represents that hypotenuse. So, 25, what is the root of 25? 5 cm square, that is cm of whole square, you write root. So, mathematically if you operate it, if we take root, we get AC equal to 5 cm. This is the displacement, which is the shortest distance between the initial point A and the next point C. This is all about distance and displacement. I think you might have got ideas about distance and displacement. Now, we have to begin the another topic here, that is speed. हामी दूरी र स्थानान्तरणको अध्ययन गरिसके पश्चात हामी चाहिँ स्पीड वेग को सन्दर्भमा हामी अध्ययन गर्दैछौँ स्पीड. My dear students, speed, even you have learned in lower classes, please you remind it, recall the concept, or if you confuse, all right, now I am here to help you. What is speed? Actually speed, वेग भन्नाले हामी के बुझ्नु पर्छ भन्ने सन्दर्भमा हामी छौं. अब वेग भनेको के हो त सोच्नुस् त एकपटक. ल, यदि सोचिसक्नु भएको छ भने अब मैले भन्ने योसित रिलेटेड कुरा र तपाईहरुले सोचेको कुरा मेल खान्छ कि खाँदैन, हामी त्यतातिर लागौं. वेग, अब हामी यसलाई स्लाइडमा पनि हेर्न सक्छौं. लेट्स सी on the slide about speed, my dear students. What is speed? The distance traveled by a body, the distance traveled by a body per unit time in any direction, per unit time in any direction is called speed. कुनै पनि वस्तुले कुनै दिशातिर प्रति एकाइ समयमा पार गरेको दूरीलाई वेग भनिन्छ, नेपालीमा भयो। अब यसलाई हामीले अर्को तरिकाले पनि परिभाषित गर्न सक्छौँ। It can be defined in another sense as well, in another words. It is also defined as the rate of change of distance. यो दूरी परिवर्तनको दर हो। वेग भनेको दूरी परिवर्तनको दर हो। It is also defined as the rate of change of distance. Or you can define this as the distance traveled by a body per unit time in any direction. That means speed has no any fixed direction. So it is a scalar quantity. And then mathematically we can calculate speed. Here speed equal to mathematical formula. Dear students, speed is according to its definition, it is the distance traveled by a body per unit time in any direction. That means speed equal to distance traveled or distance covered, distance traveled LLED by time taken. We can write in symbol, हामीले यसलाई संकेतको रूपमा पनि लेख्न सक्छौं. Therefore, speed equal to distance traveled generally it is denoted by d, time taken is denoted by small t. So speed equal to d by t, you just see on the slide. If we know the distance traveled by an object in taking certain time, we can find its speed. You know. Now, after speed we learn average speed. Average speed. औसत वेग भन्नाले के बुझिन्छ? Now you can see on the slide for average speed. What is an average speed? Dear students, you see about an average speed here. औसत वेग भन्नाले हामी के बुझ्नु पर्दछ त? तपाईहरुले ध्यान दिएर स्लाइडमा हेर्नु होला. Please look on the slide and get the idea. The total distance traveled. अघि हामीले भनेका थियौं the distance traveled. अहिले हामी के भन्दै छौं? The total distance traveled by a body per total time taken in any direction is called average speed. अर्थात औसत वेग भन्नाले हामी के बुझ्नु पर्यो भने कुनै पनि वस्तुले जम्मा पार गरेको दूरी कुनै पनि दिशामा अर्थात कुनै पनि दिशामा कुनै वस्तुले जम्मा पार गरेको दूरी कति समयमा जम्मा कति समयमा वस्तुले जम्मा कति दूरी पार गर्यो त विभिन्न दिशातिर लागि त्यो अर्थमा हामीले औसत वेग भन्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. मतलब कुनै वस्तुले जति समय लिन्छ त्यो समयमा जम्मा कति दूरी पार गर्यो भन्ने अर्थमा हामी बुझ्यौं भने औसत वेग भनेर हामी बुझ्न सक्छौं. त्यसैले हामी यसलाई कसरी परिभाषित गरिएको छ भने how it is defined here, the total distance traveled by a body per total time taken in any direction is called average speed. त्यहाँ पनि in any direction कुनै पनि दिशामा भनेर भनिएको सन्दर्भ छ किनभने यो पनि एभरेज स्पिड हो. एभरेज स्पिड चाहिँ स्केलर परिमाण भएपछि औसत वेग पनि स्केलर परिमाण हुन्छ भन्ने सन्दर्भमा इन एनी डाइरेक्सन भनेर उल्लेख गरिएको छ. त्यसो भए एभरेज स्पिडको म्याथमेटिकल फर्मुला के हुन सक्छ त भन्दा जस्तै यहाँ स्पिडको डिस्टेन्स ट्राभल बाइ टाइम टेकन लेख्यौं. अब यसमा हामी के थप्नु पर्छ भने टोटल डिस्टेन्स ट्राभल total distance traveled by total time taken यो हाम्रो म्याथमेटिकल फर्मुला. यदि औसत वेग निकाल्नु पर्यो भने हामीले एभरेज स्पिड भन्छौं जसलाई हामी म्याथमेटिकली गणितीय रूपमा सूत्रबद्ध गर्दा जम्मा पार गरेको दूरी डिवाइडेड बाइ अपन टोटल टाइम टेकन जम्मा लागेको समय. यो सन्दर्भमा हामीसँग एउटा न्यूमेरिकल छ. त्यो न्यूमेरिकललाई हामी एभरेज स्पिड कसरी निकाल्छौं भनेर स्लाइडमा प्लिज यु सी अन स्लाइड फर द क्याल्कुलेसन अफ Even on the same slide you see there is a calculation of average speed. औसत वेग निकाल्ने एउटा हामीलाई न्यूमेरिकल छ. Okay, your question is a bicycle covers 2 km in 6 minutes. Having given here, let me rub this first of all. A bicycle covers 2 km in 6 minutes. That means you write here given that total distance. For the calculation of average speed we need the given total distance here 2 km in 6 minutes. Next is given 4 km in 14 minutes. 4 km. What is the total distance? 4 plus 2 6 km. Here the SI unit of distance is meter. So, you have to convert it into 6 into 1000 meter, that is 6000 meter. This is total distance. And now total time is total time taken. Please see once again the slide here. For average speed calculation, here total time taken to cover 2 km, the time taken is 6 minutes MINS plus total time. Second one is 14 minutes. 14 minutes. Let us see what is the total time taken here. That is 20 minutes MINS shortly. As you know, the unit of time is second. So, we have to convert it into seconds here. 20 into 60 seconds. As you know that 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. So, obviously, it is 1200 seconds. My dear, conversion is just over. Let us use the formula. हामी अब औसत वेगको सूत्र प्रयोग गरौँ. We know by the formula sorry, formula, by the formula that you have listed in your copy. See the formula for average speed. Average speed equal to total distance covered or travelled by total time taken. Total time taken. Let us substitute the value here. अब हामी जम्मा पार गरेको दूरी कति छ त 6000 meter 6000 meter divided by total time taken, we got here 1200 seconds. So, let us simplify this. We can cancel 2 zeros here, and if you cancel this or if you divide 60 by 12, you will get 5. So, 5 meter per second. What is the average speed of that body, of that bicycle? That is 5 meter per second. Have you got it? Okay. I hope that you have noted this calculation as well, and try to practice such questions given in the exercise, that I hope you will perform this type of questions from the exercise. My dear students, this is all about average speed. Now, let us learn about velocity. See, now we are approaching to this topic, velocity. You see, what is velocity? What do we mean by velocity? गति भनेको के हो? हामी यसलाई कसरी परिभाषित गर्न सक्छौं? Okay, now you see, my dear students, we are approaching to learn about velocity. As unit 2 just begins to learn about velocity, here before velocity we have learned so many aspects in relation to this velocity and acceleration. Now only we are approaching to this topic velocity here. We have learned just speed, average speed. Now we learn about velocity, my dear students. Okay, velocity, that means gati. Velocity भन्नाले गति भनेर बुझ्छौं. गति भनेको के हो? What is velocity? How do we define it? हामीले यसलाई कसरी परिभाषित गर्न सक्छौं? वास्तवमा गति भनेको के हो भन्ने कुरालाई हामी स्लाइडमा हेरौं. Let us see on the slide, dear students. What is velocity? The distance traveled by a body per unit time in a fixed direction is called velocity. कुनै पनि वस्तुले निश्चित दिशातिर प्रति एकाइ समयमा पार गरेको दूरीलाई गति भनिन्छ. कुनै पनि वस्तुले निश्चित दिशातिर प्रति एकाइ समयमा पार गरेको दूरीलाई गति भनिन्छ. The distance traveled by a body per unit time in a fixed direction is called velocity. I think you understand. Velocity is a vector quantity. That is why there is written the distance traveled by any object per unit time in a fixed direction. Means velocity has fixed direction along with its fixed magnitude. That is why it is a vector quantity. So it can be defined in another words as, it is also defined as the rate of change of displacement. It is also defined as the rate of change of displacement. यो भन्नाले हामी के बुझ्छौं त? The rate of change of displacement, स्थानान्तरणमा हुने परिवर्तनको दरलाई, स्थानान्तरणमा हुने परिवर्तनको दरलाई हामी velocity, गति भनिन्छ. It is the rate of change of displacement in English. Dear students, so it's time to write down the mathematical formula of velocity. Means we have to know its mathematical formula, that how we calculate velocity. So we need to write here mathematical formula. Velocity is equal to, according to the definition, it is the rate of change of displacement. So we write displacement by time taken. Displacement by time taken. Displacement by time taken, my dear students. Velocity is equal to displacement by time taken. We can write in symbol, velocity is represented by small letter v and displacement is small s, time taken is small t. This is a mathematical formula for velocity. So from the formula we understand the rate of change of displacement. The rate means certainly the body covers certain distance in a fixed direction in taking certain time. That is why it is said to be the rate of change of displacement. So V equal to S by T. That means velocity equal to displacement by time taken. So by using this mathematical formula we could calculate velocity of an object. Let us see now, afterward we learn here about average velocity. Average velocity. You can see on slide for average velocity. AVERAGE, average velocity. What is average velocity? What do we mean by average velocity? This can be defined by the basis of velocity, by the basis of the definition of velocity, dear students. Average velocity. See on slide. The average distance traveled by a body per unit time in a fixed direction. The average distance traveled by a body per unit time in a fixed direction is called average velocity. So I think you understand. The average distance traveled by any object per unit time in a fixed direction, in a definite direction, in a particular direction is called average velocity. कुनै पनि वस्तुले प्रति एकाइ समयमा निश्चित दिशातिर पार गरेको जम्मा दूरीलाई औसत गति भनिन्छ। तपाईहरुले बुझ्नु पर्ला नेपाली मिडियममा अध्ययन गर्ने भाइ बहिनीहरुले र इंग्लिशमा त डेफिनेसन भइसक्यो। वन्स अगेन लेट मी रिपिट इट, द एभरेज डिस्टेंस ट्राभल बाय एनी ऑब्जेक्ट per unit time in a fixed direction is called average velocity. So, let us find out its formula. By the basis of the formula of velocity, is the word is here average velocity. So, we can write here is total displacement. Total displacement means the average distance traveled by a body. It refers as total displacement. Total displacement by total time taken. So, how do you write here in symbol? Average velocity we can write V, here you write AB, small AB as a base that represents average velocity. This is equal to, what is the symbol of total displacement? No matter, here you can write simply S. This represents total displacement or only displacement. Total time taken is represented by T, or it can be written in another way as well, V over bar, because it is average. So, bar, V bar equal to S by T. These are the formula for average velocity. Both convey the same meaning. Either VAV, average velocity, it represents S by T, or V over bar, it is an average velocity, like mean. You will learn about mean in mathematics. There you write for the calculation of mean, x bar, where x represents what? X represents the number of terms whose mean is written as x bar. Similarly, average velocity is written as V over bar. Okay. This is all about average velocity. My dear students, on the same slide, there is a numerical problem. Let us see how to find an average velocity of the body. Let us see, a man ride a motorcycle or motorbike for 4 minutes. Given that time taken means total time taken is okay, represented by small t, that is 4 minutes. 4 means, convert it into seconds, 4 into 60 seconds, that implies 240 seconds. This is the total time taken by a motorbike. I mean, a man rides a motorbike for 4 minutes. After conversion, you got 240 seconds, because the SI unit of time is second, you know. Next is the total distance or the displacement covered by a man by his bike, that is total displacement. Total displacement represented by S. How much? Given in the question, 6 kilometer. 6 kilometer. As you know, kilometer is not SI unit of distance or displacement. So, we have to convert it into, we need to convert into meter. So, we multiply it by 1000. Obviously, you know 1000 meter is equal to 1 kilometer. So, how much is 6000 meter? Okay, dear students, now we can easily find the average velocity here. We know by the formula, or simply you can write, we know average velocity, in notation you can write VAV or V over bar, that is equal to total displacement S, total time taken T. So, what here? Total displacement is 6000 meter by total time taken is 240 seconds. Let us simplify here. How much we get? You can see here on the top the next step. See students, 600 by 24, this is average velocity. Let us simplify further. It is meter, it is second. So, if you simplify this, you get 25 meter per second. 25 meter per second. Yes, so this is an average velocity here. "25 meter per second is average velocity of that man who rides a motorbike for 4 minutes to cover 6 kilometer distance." My dear students, now we are approaching at the end of this. We are approaching at the end of this topic, that what you have learned about scalar quantities, vector quantities, distance, displacement, speed, average speed, velocity, average velocity. I have shown you some numerical problems in relation to average speed and average velocity. Now, I am now going to rest today from the topic. Yeah, before I leave my class, please, you just have to do some numerical questions related to this from the exercise in unit 2. तपाईहरुले यो युनिट 2 को अभ्यासमा औसत वेग, औसत गति कसरी हामी पत्ता लगाउन सक्छौं भन्ने सन्दर्भमा केही समस्याहरू दिएको हुन सक्छ, दिएको पनि छ। त्यसलाई तपाईहरुले चाहिँ वर्कआउट गर्नुहुनेछ, प्र्याक्टिस गर्नुहुनेछ र यसको साथसाथै along with this, now I would like to give you some assignment for till the next day when we meet one another here. So, please try to maintain the assignment. You see the assignment on the slide. Please note down, just you have got 2 minutes time. Now, let me read out the questions for your assignment till next day. Number 1 is, distinguish the following quantities as scalar and vector quantities. तल दिएका परिमाणहरूलाई स्केलर र भेक्टर परिमाण के हुन् भनेर छुट्याउन दिएको छ। तपाईहरुले त्यसलाई छुट्याएर लेख्नु होला। फोर्स, डिस्टेन्स, डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट, प्रेसर, स्पीड, भेलोसिटी, मास, वेट, यिनीहरु मध्ये कुन स्केलर क्वान्टिटिज हुन्, कुन भेक्टर क्वान्टिटिज हुन्, त्यसलाई वर्कआउट गर्नु होला। क्वेशन नम्बर 2, define average speed and average velocity and also write down their formulae. So, you have to write their formula and at first you write their definition. Number 3 is, calculate the average velocity of the car which travels 36 km in 1 hour. One numerical question is even provided. Please you do this, work out it and be practical for this. Number 4 is, write down 3 differences between speed and velocity. I think you can write the differences between speed and velocity from the notes. I think you have noted down. Please you write it very conveniently, I mean very appropriately in your note copy. Thank you today, and we shall meet to learn, we shall meet one another for the next day to learn about acceleration, retardation, relative velocity, and somewhat about if time helps, if time contributes us, about the equations of motion, and we shall practice some numerical problems as well. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
Community TV SD.